What's going on, YouTube? Obviously, there's nobody in here yet. What's going on? What's up, Bill? Man, I'm actually a little under the weather, man. Um, so I'm not doing any flying this weekend. Yesterday, I just woke up yesterday morning and was feeling pretty bad. So got to work and they actually sent me home early. So, but yeah, I'm actually not doing too well today. How's it going, man? How you doing? Oh man, yeah. Unfortunately, my daughter is also sick, and I took her to the doctor. Um, was that Friday? Yeah, I took her to the doctor on Friday, and after I took her to the doctor on Friday, no, I took her to the doctor on Thursday because today's Saturday. Took her to the doctor on Thursday, and then I get up to go to work on Friday, and I feel like a mess, man. I was just completely didn't feel good at all. So I ended up, like I said, coming home early on Friday. But thankfully, she doesn't have COVID, and as far as I know of, I don't have COVID. So just a common cold. Just gonna let it run its course and get back flying. Got 5 people in the room. What's up, everybody? This is my first time doing a little live stream, so I'm trying to do like a little Q&A. Questions about plays, questions about setups, mixing, even myself. You got, not too personal questions, but but thank you, Bill. Thank you. Yeah, I've done some Theraflu last night, so yeah. What's up, Mountain RC? Just getting over the sickness. um, Only thing you need to be careful about with it is first I would fly it with the MiG 29. I would fly that with the battery, the front battery pack at the front on the front straps. I wouldn't try to do the middle strap just yet because even with the old pack as far forward as possible, it could get a little pitchy quick, So um, you don't want that to just go and pitch up on you real quick, and then next thing you know, you feeling like your tail heavy, and that plane it'll alpha lock quick. It'll get to alpha lock real quick, and once it's there, it's like the more you push the throttle, the more it just noses up, and it just stays stuck, and it just crashes. So, um, yeah, I would just be careful with that. Sorry, guys, there's a lot of wind out here. I'm on my patio. Decided to come outside for a little bit, but I would just be careful with that. And well, Sukhoi got the rocket in the wind some too. I would just be careful with that. Like I said, just put the battery in the front and fly it with the forward battery first. Get the feel of it, trim it out, get to know the plane. Probably do a couple of flights like that. And I would use either a 4500 pack or a 5000 pack. And then you'll be good to go. What's up, and Agent Yas? I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm doing good. MiG 29 also on that Mountain RC. The MiG 29, you want to, if you do find yourself with a nose up attitude, don't throttle up. Just throttle it down. Let the nose come back down, and then ease back into power. Because if you try to break out of a nose up attitude by hitting the power, the thrust line is just going to cause it to just go like, and that's it. Ask me how I know. I was told by it. I was told about it. Well, I wasn't told exactly, but I heard what's his name? Jeff Customs talk about it, and then after Jeff Customs talk about it, I decided I wanted to go out and try to high alpha the plane. It doesn't high alpha well without thrust vectoring, so I wanted to try to high alpha it, and it ended up getting in a lock, and it just said, and I tried to cut the throttle, but I was at too low of an altitude, so when I cut the throttle, I ended up pancaking the plane on the ground. Thankfully, it didn't hurt it. So, and this was after I painted it yellow and black. So yeah, I have an FMS Viper 70 off grass. I keep crashing before I get off the ground. Swirly nose gear. I need a smooth runway. So I learned to put a little bit of expo in that rudder. Because the rudder can be, this plane keeps tipping and it keeps freaking me out. The rudder can be a little touchy. So usually what I do is I get a bit of expo in that, and I got my transmitter here. I'll tell you what I'm running on my expo for rudder. Anyway, I'll tell you what I'm running on the expo for rudder. Let's see here. So to my adjustments, dual rates. So on my rudder for this SU-30, I'm running a 75% expo on the rudder. So yeah, 30 is good. The bumps throw it all over the place. Ain't much you can do about the bumps. Is this the Viper 70 with the chicken wire gear, or is this the one with the actual struts, Bill? But I usually, like I say, I run 70%. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I run 70% expo, and it's showing everything to you guys in reverse. So yeah, you're not gonna be able to read that. But there you go. Where is it at? Let's see. So I run it in 75% expo on the rudder, and that that helps me keep it tracking a little smoother, because even with this thing I deal with some bumps, and it you got the anniversary model, so yeah, so that should have the struts. So yeah, you should be fine with that thing going over bumps. I don't know why it's giving you any trouble. But I would definitely put some more expo in there and give it another shot, Bill. Unless the terrain is just really bad off. I mean, That's about all I can think of. Let me see. Let me switch this back around. That's about all I can think of on that. I mean, like I said, I'm trying to answer you guys' questions the best I can. So, got 12 people up in here. What's going on, everybody? RC Pilot Will doing a little Q&A. First time doing something live. So, um, yeah, Bill, give that a try and let me know how it works out, man. Can't put box pretty loose. It was the box pretty loose. You know, I don't, I don't know what's going on with some of these. I've been hearing people complain about stuff, being in a bad, coming out of the box, and I don't think it's the manufacturers. I think it may be something dealing with shipping, and because I know a guy that works at shipping, and he says they just sling that stuff around, man. They just sling that stuff around. So I want to be quick to blame the manufacturer, because it could have actually happened in shipping, but I'm pretty sure the manufacturer would be more than willing to help you out with it. And guys, I don't get any planes for any of these people, so I just don't believe in bashing somebody right away. No problem, Bill. No problem, man. So what else you guys got going on? Where's everybody from up in here? Like what state? What state everybody from in here? I'm in North Carolina. Of course, y'all, if any of you guys see me on my channel, I told you where I'm at. So, is anybody here new to this channel? If you are new to the channel, give it a like, thumbs up. RC Death Squadron, Wisconsin. Man, it's cold. Oh man, but you're you're up there with my team, Green Bay and Wendy, upstate New York. Yeah, oh, that's cold to me. It's actually 70. It's supposed to be 70 degrees here today. 73 degrees actually. It's supposed to be 73 degrees. It's just gonna have some wind, so 14-mile-an-hour winds. But I don't feel like I got the energy to do any flying, so I'm not gonna do any flying because I don't want to take a chance at crashing anything for any dumb reasons. I keep looking over to the side because there's kids outside playing, guys. So I just keep looking over there and see what they got going on. I would have been on here earlier, but my neighbor's dog was out and it was making a lot of ruckus, so that wouldn't have worked out. All you would have heard was dog barking. Is that 42 degrees? 42 degrees. Yeah, I do need to rest up. Yeah, my wife was telling me that. She's like, you need to just rest, you need to just rest. And I'm like, think about me, I can't just sit still. Like, you ever have to get up and do something? Like, I can't just sit still. I gotta get up and do something. I gotta keep myself busy doing something. If it's working on something in the yard or, what was that? Is that my neighbor's dog? I think that's what that was. Anyway, working on something in the yard or doing something with one of my planes or some adjustments being made, or even if I decide to come out and paint one of them, whatever, or go flying, maybe ride my motorcycle, I don't know, something, man. But I gotta do something. I can't just sit at home and just, I mean, if I find a good enough movie to watch, I could do that, but it's got to be something interesting, and it's kind of hard to catch me on stuff on TV. Like, I mean, I'm into Marvel and um, what's the other thing? Superman. Ah, what's it called? Somebody help me out. There's Marvel, which is like Iron Man and all, and the Hulk and all of them, and then there's somebody help me. What is Superman and Batman and DC? Yeah, I'm into DC as well. So, if I'm watching something dealing with that stuff, then yeah, I'll sit in front of the TV all day. But like some of this other stuff, I can't just deal with. You know, um, maintenance on my planes is always relaxing. That's true. Movies are horrible nowadays. Death Squadron. They are not what they used to be. They are not what they. That's why it's hard to keep me attracted to them because they're not what they used to be. And even though some of the Marvel and DC stuff is starting to fade away, but yeah, what the world? Something pushing on my yeah that curtain's pushing on my servo. My servo's freaking out about it. Oh yeah, the new Top Gun was awesome, man. I had no problems with that new Top Gun. Actually, me and a couple of guys that we fly together. I don't know if y'all seen the Fuquay Flyers channel, but me, Alex, um, G, and JJ, we all went to see that movie right after it came out, and yeah, that thing was awesome, man. And I've been doing my best to mimic that Cobra spin. Um, John actually did it first. Well, I don't know if I think Alejandro did it first, is what he told me. Then he learned how to do it, and then I figured out how to do it. After he showed me, the stick throws and stuff. Somebody could teach you how to do something, but if you still don't feel it out for yourself, you you still won't learn how to do it. So he showed me how to do it and everything, but I figured it out. After he showed me what to do, I finally got the guts and went up there and cobraed the plane and then spin it around. I done it with my uh, free wing FA-18, the Blue Angels, and I don't know if you know what move I'm talking about, but it's that last. It's one of the last scenes where they were in the F-14 Tomcat, and they went to shoot that rocket. They locked onto that Su-57, and the Su-57 pulled back and spun around. So I did the same maneuver with the F-18. Did it twice successfully. The third time I was too low altitude and lost orientation after coming out of it, and it just yeah. Well, you know what happened from there. That's nuts. Better be up there. What? That's nuts. Better be there. It weighs what? It weighs it weighs way cool. Gotcha. Thanks, man. Yeah. Actually, I didn't do this one. John did this one because I bought this plane from him. Um, I wanted to do this scheme on my MiG 29, but I didn't want to copy him. So let's turn this around so you guys can look at it. So I didn't want to copy him. So I didn't do it on my MiG 29 because he told me he was doing this scheme on his SU 27. Getting inactivity. So I decided, well, I'll do the yellow scheme on the MiG 29. And this curtain keeps blowing on my plane, and it's freaking me out. But if I don't have it here, you guys won't be able to see anything because The sun is coming in, blinding all of it. I don't know. Can you guys make that out? That sun's too much, isn't it? Way too much. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to. I need to put new curtains on this thing. Been putting that off quite some time. I saw your trigger scheme. Thought it was way cool. Yeah, man. Yeah, I like the yellow, um, the yellow trigger scheme. There we go. That works. I like the yellow trigger scheme. I actually thought that was pretty cool myself, man. It's actually there's actually another guy that actually has that that scheme or whatnot, and he I don't know, man. I think me and him might be the only ones with that on a MiG 29, on a freeway MiG 29. But he reached out to me after he saw my video of it, and he was like, "Yeah, I got the same scheme." And then he sent me links, and I went to the links, and sure enough, he has the same exact scheme on his. And he was like, "Yeah, we should get together and fly together one day, just not end up like the actual crash that happened between those two planes, because those two planes actually had an actual crash. So yeah, so they were like, yeah, don't. He's like, yeah, we don't need to end up like that. I was like, yeah, we don't need to end up like that. Because I don't want to crash that bird. Even though it's probably going to happen, I still don't want to crash it. Crashes happen in this hobby, right? You ain't crashing, you ain't flying. That's what they say. That is cool. Man, I've been checking out some of your stuff, man. I actually like some of you actually got some pretty good stuff out there, man. Thank you, Bill. I'll see you around, man. I'm gonna try to get out here and do some flying, hopefully. If I do, I'll post something. I don't have any video content to post, so I gotta try to get out and fly something. But appreciate you dropping in. My first time doing this. I'm probably gonna end it in about a few minutes myself, because it's my first time doing a live. All right, Bill. See you later, buddy. But yeah, guys. Other than that, man. Yeah, this thing right here, though, I do like this SU-27. I actually, I don't know if any of you guys like ever like to use the flaperons or whatnot when you're doing them. Oh gosh. So one thing I learned about flaperons, let me switch it around. So one thing I learned about the flaperon setup is a lot of times you see people and they'll set up the flaperons and then they move the ailerons and they still got, movement. So I don't know if anybody else has already done it. I'm not trying to claim it for myself and said I magically did this and I'm the first person to do it. But to keep clearing my throat, guys, I'm trying to make sure I don't choke up while I'm talking to y'all. But the new paint on my paint scheme on my 80mm, I would like to see that. I like to see that paint scheme on your Rafale, man. Yeah, shoot, man. Figure out how to shoot that over to me. I want to see what that looks like. But yeah, like if you do flaps, so it doesn't take much flaperons or whatnot on this thing. Now you notice I can move my ailerons, and I'll tell you how you know I'm moving ailerons. You can watch my tail. I actually have a mix that mixes in ailerons. It's not actually set to ailerons mode. So if you listen to my transmitter, when I hit the switch,
flaperons retracted.
So that's my no flaps. Everything's that's just ailerons like normal.
Flaperons 10, tailrons active.
Off of one switch, I'm able to switch on flaperons, switch on ailerons, tailrons, and make sure I say that right before somebody gets me. And I'm able to, still be able to keep the plane rolled level or keep it level while it's on flaperons. I also have,
flaperons 20.
My flaperons for landing, which is not much more than the takeoff.
Flaperons 10, tailrons active.
But I also have my air brake.
Flaperons retracted. Auto air brake.
So I have an auto air brake set up on here, which is right here. And when I hit the flaperons, which is this switch here.
Flaperons 10, tailrons active.
So that's my takeoff. And
flaperons 20, air brake deployed.
All off of one switch. So I'm coming in for a landing. My air brake deploys. All that stuff happens all at once. As well as I'm also in, with ailerons as well. So
flaperons retracted.
I do plan to make a video about that mix because it's actually a little bit more to talk about than just I could do here on this. And actually a video will be better because you'll be able to go back and forth, and I'll be able to edit it and make it look a lot prettier. I can actually put the screen on the screen so you don't have to look at a screen through a camera. So you'll be able to see all of that. But yeah, it's actually a really nice setup that I did for it. And like I said, I don't know, somebody else might have already thought this up. I don't know if John already thought it up. I don't know if any of my local guys already thought it up. Even Jeff from Jeff Custom, he might have already thought of it. I don't know. So I'm not trying to claim it and say, hey, I'm the first one that did this. But I do want to say that it is something that I did want to share with you guys as far as my mixing on this. And I do have the tailrons actual switch where I could. I'm sorry, that was rudder. Where I could use tailrons without it having the flaps. So yeah.
Tailrons, tail normal, 22.81 volts.
And that's something else too, guys. The one thing I do want to say, man, is like you cannot have enough information. I know there's people that say, "Oh, I actually had a guy at a field one day, and I don't know what field I was at, but he was like, hey man, all that yapping doesn't get to you." And I'm like, what do you mean? Well, that transmitter steady saying all that stuff. That don't bother you? No, that transmitter is giving me vital information. I need to know how much juice I got left in there at a certain throttle point. Because if I'm rolling around on 50% throttle, and I'm rolling around on 50% throttle at 23.1 volts, and then I go into a turn and I got some wind, and I roll that throttle up, and that voltage drops down to, I think I got it set to tell me at 21.9 volts. It yells at me when I hit 21.9. So if I'm in a full throttle, and let's say that I'm halfway through, and I go and I make a turn, and I have to roll that power up because I got to do that turn. And that pack hits 21.9 volts, my transmitter is going to tell me 21.9 volts. Let me know that I am below a threshold that I need to come out of that power so that I can finish and make it to land the plane. But if I don't have that information and I'm just flying off of time alone, I'm flying off of 3 minutes, thinking, oh, displaying advertisers 3 minute timer. And I'm flying it for 3 minutes. And I'm hot dogging it. You know? Oh, I supposed to be able to get 3 minutes out of it. I got a 52 milliamp hour pack in there. I'm gonna hot dog this thing for 3 minutes. From the time I take off from the runway, start rolling down the runway, 3 minutes starting from there. So I'm gonna hot dog this thing for 3 minutes. 3 minutes ain't gonna be enough because now you're under 21.9 volts. That back is gonna begin to sag really quick after you're under 21.9 volts at about 70% throttle. And you're at 21.9 at 70%, 60% throttle, then that means when you hit it all the way up, it could easily jump down into 20, high 19s. You find yourself crashing. I actually did that. If you watch my Rafale video, it's a maiden flight Rafale video I did. I was flying off a timer alone. And I was giving it to it, but I was flying off a timer. 3 minutes. 3 minutes. FMS Rafale, 80 millimeter. She didn't make it all the way in. I was coming in. I was on base. And I was going to turn on final. When I went to give it power to turn on final, she didn't do it. So it ended up floating down, and I had to nose it down to keep some airspeed, get it close to the ground, and then just kind of, it still hit the potato field, but it hit it so nice and flat and soft that it didn't damage it. Didn't damage it. What's up, guys? If you're new to the room, don't forget to hit that like button. And I'm sorry about my voice. I'm trying to clear it up a little bit for y'all. But talking about RC plays and mixing, and if you got any questions, whatever. It's my first time doing a Q&A, so first time doing a live period. And I'll probably end up doing this some more, but probably won't do it outside anymore, though, because it's a little noisy out here. And you guys do RC cars as well? I mean, I know we do planes. I know I do planes, but any of y'all do cars? Anybody do cars? Any turbine jet flyers in here? I got one person in here. Who's in here with me? All right. So, for those of you who are interested, so I did do some modding to this thing. The battery usually sits at the front. It's not there. And then when John owned the plane,
Air brake deployed.
the battery did sit back here underneath here, and he removed the air brake completely. It didn't have an air brake at all. Now it has an air brake, and I put the receiver back here in the back, as you can see. And the air brake functions not off of the jack screw setup that they have it on, but off of a actual servo. And it's actually a Freewing servo.
Air brake retracted.
Excuse me. Battery located here, and had to do some carving out to make that happen. So if you don't have a painted canopy like how this one is, yeah, you're gonna end up seeing your battery in there. But I mean, hey, this gives you a um, little bit better aft on the CG. Not quite like how John had it. He did have a lot of aft, but I believe I'm 10 millimeters more than the factory, and I believe the factory CG. I'm trying to remember where the mark was at because I measured it, and I don't have my tool to measure it right now. But it ends up putting me back somewhere further back here on this line right here. Kind of far back. I did have to counter the weight because without countering the weight, it was pretty nose heavy. So pretty tail heavy. So I had to put a little bit of counterweight up front. That's why you guys ever noticed if you saw me flying it, when I came off the ground with the SMC 40, what was it, 44? SMC 44 millimeter packs. It just kind of jumped up and I had to nose it down and then let it fly. It's because that weight of that pack, it's like it's kind of different. I don't understand it, but like if I put one of the heavy packs in, oh, she just glides off the ground like normal. But also I have to use the flaps with a heavy pack. Um, Another thing that I probably could change on that is don't use the flaps with the 44 millimeter, 44 milliamp hour packs. That's from SMC. Those are the SMC HPs. And guys, these are good packs. So my heavy pack that I'm telling you about, whoops, that's not good. My heavy pack I'm telling you about is the Sokoka, and this is my table I paint on, guys. So I paint all my planes on it, so you'll see painter's tape laying around like that. But yeah, the Sokoka 52s, they're good stuff. But these things right here, man, these things are phenomenal. These High Cycle Life SMC packs. And that, like I said, that's a 4400 milliamp hour pack. And I'm just using it right now just to keep power supplied to the plane. It's chilling at 22.8, good storage voltage. So yeah, it's just doing its thing. What's going on, everybody? Anybody got any questions? Anybody got something they want to say? Okay, what's next, man? What you flying next on your channel? Okay, that was actually going to be a bit of a surprise, Mountain. I think I want to keep that one quiet until I actually have that box in my in my kitchen on the table, opening it. So, but it is something that I do plan on getting, and it's pretty big. It's pretty big. It's not a turbine, I'll tell you that much. No, I'm not. I'm not jumping in the turbine. It is balsa. I'll tell you that. It's definitely balsa. I'm looking at it. It's balsa, and it's a nice flying plane. Yeah, me either, man. I can't wait to get it, and unwrap it, and put it together, and show you guys. You know. you, you trying to get me to say, man. If I tell you if it's nitro or not, you'll guess it. I'm pretty sure you will. I don't know if I should tell you if it's nitro or not. But I tell you this much. I will tell you this much. It is electric. It's balsa and it's electric. So I will I'd say it's not nitro, but I'm not going to tell you whether it's propeller driven or EDF driven. So it is balsa. It's not nitro. It's electric. And it's definitely not turbine. I ain't nowhere near that yet. I don't care what Bobby says. Man, guys, look, I've been cracking at this thing for about 40 minutes now. And like I said, this is my first time pulling this off, doing actual live feed or whatnot. So I'm not going to wear myself out with it because I do want to do it again. So, guys, if you, like I said, don't forget I see I got 2 likes up in here. All right, that's good for first time starting, right? And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, don't forget to subscribe on the way out. If you're into this kind of stuff, into RC stuff, and like I said, fun RC stuff. I like to do the fun stuff. I don't review. I don't do reviews. I don't do full-on educational stuff. I'll teach you from my experience. You know, I'm not no aerodynamicist, whatever. You know what I'm trying to say. But yeah, you know. So, but mostly it's the fun stuff, man. Just doing crazy stuff with RC planes and jets, and try not to crash it. Thanks, Mountain. All right, man. I'll see you. Take it easy.